Hello Stampers, Kelly Acheson at astampabove.com coming to you from Menasha, Wisconsin. Today for my Feature Friday video, I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous little beauty. There's some really neat elements to this. I think you're going to love it. I am using the Serene Garden stamp set and the Garden Scene framelits for this card, and this is a bundle available in the annual catalog. You'll find it on page 166. So let's get busy. I'll show you all the details about this beautiful card. Okay, so we've just got a few pieces of cardstock here. First of all, I've got our Whisper White thick card base, and this is 4 1/4 by 11. I've already scored it at 5 1/2, and I'm going to fold that in half, and we are going to burnish that edge. Next, I've got a Whisper White scrap. I've got a strip of our soft sea foam that is 3/4 of an inch this way, and then we're going to cut it down to about 3 inches this way. And then I've got a piece of Whisper White for the front panel on our card that's 3 1/4 by 4. I can't remember. Okay, let's start going here. I think what I'm going to do first is I'm going to do a little bit of stamping, and we're going to bring in our dies and die cut and emboss. I'm only using Memento ink for this particular card, and we are going to stamp this big flower image and these little images and then a greeting. So we've got these. I like the really thin line art on this particular stamp. It is just really, I think, classy. Okay, we're gonna bring in our strip here, and I decided to grab a greeting from Another Wonderful Year, and I'm gonna use the thank you greeting here. I got that pretty straight. Yay me. And then we're going to trim this off and flag the end for our banner. There we go. So I have this big corner image set up in my Stamparatus, and I found that when I was making cards for my online class that goes live today, that this was the best way to stamp with an image that really kind of needs to be pretty precise, right? You need that to be straight on 2 sides of your card. So I've got this in here. I've also got a piece of our grid paper, which is fabulous. And remember me warning you in previous videos about not letting your magnets smack together because they will break? Well, guess what? Mine smacked together and I broke it. It still works. It's fine, but keep those magnets separated. So I'm going to bring my piece of cardstock in here, and I love this grid paper because, as you can see, I put a little mark right here to know where I'm lining this up each time. And we'll see if this is where the paper needs to be for this particular card. And I think I would like it to have just a little bigger margin on both the bottom and the left side. And that looks pretty good to me. I can see that it's a little bit crooked according to my grid paper, so I'm just going to straighten that out a little bit. And then I'm going to bring in my magnet. I'm going to test this again. Yep, that looks like it's going to stamp just perfect. And another little tip using the Stamparatus, if you take a stamp case and put it under your plate, it'll keep it straight up instead of letting it angle down, which makes it a little harder to ink up. Again, I'm inking with Memento ink, and we're just going to give this a good push. Oh my gosh, isn't that so very pretty? Yeah. I love it. Okay, let me set this aside. The last thing I'm going to stamp here before we're ready to start die cutting and coloring is my card base. And I just wanted to add a little flower inside. I like to have a little bit of pretty on the inside of my cards. And now we can put our ink away. I'm going to to bring my Big Shot in so you can see exactly what I'm doing here, because we're going to use those embossing mats. And the embossing mats can be found on page 221 in the annual catalog right here. I'm going to show you how to use them. I have used them a little bit in the past, but with this online class, I've used them a lot. So if you don't have a set of these and you would like to get the online class, I would recommend them. It's $15 for the whole setup. Okay, I've kind of got my stuff stacked up here from making all the cards. I have 9 different cards in my online class. They are just, I had so much fun making them. They are so, so elegant and pretty. Did you guys see where I put my framelits now? Here they are. Yeah, I know, I lose stuff a lot. Okay, we have a framelit for the big flower. And then I'm going to be using this embossing framelit in just a minute. And the flowers. Whoops. So we're going to just die cut these first. And I'm going to bring in my magnetic platform to help hold those dies in place. And here we go. Aren't those pretty? Just wait till we color them. Ooh, they're delicious. And then I'm going to take my magnetic platform out. Now the magnetic platform doesn't come with your Big Shot. This platform comes with your Big Shot. It also comes with another plate that sits on top of it. The magnetic platform is a accessory for your Big Shot. It's not a necessity, but I really love it. All right, then I'm going to bring in my card base. So this is the front of our card, and I am going to lay this down. I've got one plate on top of my regular platform without the top plate. So we're going to put this in here. Now we're going to bring in this embossing image. Oh, and hang on, I need to grab a little bit of washi tape. There's a trick to this. It's super easy. Don't be alarmed. But there is a trick to it. So I'm going to push this just a little bit above my score line, and I'm going to push it off the edge just a tiny bit. And now I'm going to tape my die. Well, that wasn't a very good job, Kelly. I didn't get hardly any of my die in there. Let's try that again. Okay, we're going to push it up and over just a little bit. So it's hanging off just a little fraction of an inch, the top and the side. And now I'm going to use a little washi tape because I need this to stay in place. The trick with the embossing mats is that you need to turn your work over so that that embossing plate is coming up this way. And if you don't do that, nothing bad will happen except that it won't really emboss. So we've got that plate coming up on the front of our card. I'm going to add the blue mat. Now the embossing mats come with 2 different rubber pieces. We're using the blue one for this particular project. And it feels like there's no pressure at all. Like you don't have any trouble running this through your Big Shot. I'm just going to run it through to get it back to this edge, but you certainly don't have to do that. I just want it back towards me so I can continue to work with it. Look at how beautiful that is. I hope you can see that. Maybe that will be better in the light here. You've just got a really soft embossed image here. Now we're going to do that same thing down here on the bottom edge of the front of our card again and again. I'm going to turn this over so that my framelit is facing up. We're going to add this blue mat again and this plate. Did I say this comes with the stack of mats? You get the blue, the gray, and this white plate. And we're just going to run that through again And again, you don't have to run it backwards. I'm just doing that so that it's near me because over there is kind of hard for me to reach. And here we go. Look at how pretty that is. It is just a really soft and elegant look. And you know, my daughter Haley is getting married in August of 2019. And I'm thinking, ooh, we may have a little beautiful image for some wedding invitations here too. Okay. Let me put my framelits away because, god darn it, you know, you hate to lose them. It happens too. And then you spend a lot of time searching for the darn things. I'm going to bring in my piercing mat. This is just our piercing mat. We sell these in the catalog. I think they're like $5. I like to cover it with typing or, oh, I shouldn't say typing. That really dates me, doesn't it? Printer weight paper. And I just secure it on the back with tape so that I don't get ink all over it. Okay, first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in some Stampin' Blend alcohol markers. You guys have seen me using these a lot lately. I'm completely infatuated. I'm just going to admit it right now. I got the Petal Pink combo, and I think we are going to use those on the big flower. Yes, we are. So I'm going to use the light Petal Pink and the light Calypso Coral for these little flowers. And I just can't even say enough good things about these alcohol markers because they make everything gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? It's pretty already. And then I've got soft seafoam here, and I'm going to bring in the darker of the two and color in the leaves. And again, I just wanted just a little image on the inside. You guys know that I like to decorate the inside because when you open up a card, that should not be the end of the party, right? Okay, we're going to set that aside. We're going to bring this in and our die cut flowers. Okay, I'm going to do the Petal Pink one first here. That's light Calypso Coral. I don't want that. I want the dark Petal Pink. And I'm just going to come up here and kind of do a little bit of shading on this pretty little flower. Okay, so that's what I've done there. Then I'm bringing in the light Petal Pink, and I'm going to blend this. And everybody gets to be an artist with an alcohol marker. These things are just so, so amazing. Isn't that pretty? Don't I look like an artist? Like I'm totally, I mean, I guess I am an artist in some ways, but believe me, this makes it super, super simple. Okay, then we're going to color in these flowers. I'm going to speed up my camera so you don't have to sit and watch me do this. So I'm going to zip it. I'm going to zip my lips right now so I can speed up my camera. So I think I realized that I just made a mistake. I put soft seafoam as my green markers in here. I'm going to switch to Old Olive because I think that's going to make this pop a little better. So I've got my dark Old Olive here, and I'm just going to color over top of these leaves. And you can do that with these Stampin' Blends. It doesn't hurt a thing, especially since we're just using a different shade of green. Yep, there we go. Okay, next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to bring in my light Pool Party. And I'm going to use the big end of it, and I'm going to color in the background here. So I'm just going to go around my leaves, and you don't have to be super particular about this because we're going to color the leaves a darker color. And this is kind of an interesting way to do a background. And do you guys know where this card is coming from? this right in here, so I want this to come up and around here. This is actually, I'm casing the catalog. The catalog has this card in it, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is so pretty. I'll bet you people would like to know how to make that. So that's how I came about making this card. Remember when I said I was going to zip it so I could speed this up? Yeah, I'm not a good zipper. Yakety yak, yak, yak. I know some of you have left messages going, you chat too much. Yeah, that's the way I am. And, oh well. I don't know if you could ever really chat too much. You have all the power, right? You can click to the next video if I'm chatting too much. Let's see how that's looking in here. Do just a little bit more here. That looks pretty good. And then I'll do these leaves and I'll be right back with you. I'm just doing one side in the light old olive and the other side. Oh, did you see what I just did? I just got out of the line. When you are ordering your Stampin' Blends, please don't forget to order a color lifter. Because if you happen to go out of the lines, you can erase it. You want to do it right away though. Don't let this dry. Like if I were to keep coloring and then come back to this, I wouldn't have as good a results as I do doing it right away. So that's a great tip too. Did you guys notice that I forgot these two leaves here with my lighter one? Yeah, I totally missed that. Okay, I think, oh, we need to do one more thing here. I've got the light soft suede, and I'm going to use that on these branches. I don't know what kind of, is this like an orchid? I don't know. I don't know what these flowers are, but they're really pretty, and I thought this looked more like a branch than a leaf. And Stampin' Up! In the catalog, they also colored it with a brown color. So that's what I'm going to do also. Okay, we're ready for dimensionals. Put a dimensional on our big flower. And some dimensionals on these smaller flowers. Okay, here we go. We're just going to cover up the flowers that are here. These, oh, so pretty. Now before I really stick this flower down, I want to bring in my banner for placement. I want to make sure that this is going to fit in here. And then I'm going to put my flower like, how about like right in here? That looks really good. Okay, we're going to put a couple dimensionals on the back of the banner. And I want some baker's twine, or yeah, linen thread, not baker's twine, linen thread. Look, I just ran out. Don't worry, I have like 3 more packs. I use this a lot, and I love the linen thread. It's just that little extra something that's going to make my card look really, really pretty. And it adds a little bit of, gosh, do I want to say like rustic charm, I think, when you use the linen thread, because it reminds me of binder twine. And I don't know if you know this about me, but growing up, we raised horses. I raised and trained horses as a kid. And we used to go to horse shows every weekend. And I have a lot of experience with binder twine and hay, which I'm allergic to, so yay me. I was sneezing constantly as a child, like all the time. So I'm just going to move this bow over to the side because I wanted a little more over there. There we go. But anyways, it reminds me of binder twine, and that reminds me of rustic, and I just like adding it to floral cards, well, in man cards too, but floral cards, because it just makes me, I don't know, it's kind of a nostalgic thing, I guess. Okay, next we're going to also use dimensionals for this layer, and as you can see, I'm running out of all kinds of things here tonight. I just ran out of dimensionals, but I am clipping up the edges because why would you throw those away? It's funny, once in a while at a stamping event, the dimensionals will run out, and I'll find one of these cards with all the edges on it in the garbage, and I'm like, ah, who did that? I don't go who did that, but I think it in my head, who did that? And I dig it out, go dumpster diving, and put it back in my case so I can use them at home, because why wouldn't you? Okay, are you ready for this? This is just so pretty. Okay, now I didn't put the banner on there on purpose just yet. Make sure I get this straight. And then this is kind of interesting, but the banner is going to go all the way over here to the edge of the card, which is just a little bit different, right? Look at how pretty that is. Yeah. So I got this idea right here on page 166. Here's the card that Stampin' Up! Made. I just recreated it. I used a different greeting. Mine says thank you. There says thinking of you. This is the Serene Garden bundle. So you get the framelits and the stamp set. You'll save 10%. If you order this bundle with a roll of our silver metallic edge ribbon and 3 sets of your choice of blends, you will get my online class for free. So my online class includes always 8 cards, and I've got a bonus card in there, so you're going to get 9 cards. Each one has its own private video. So each one comes with a video tutorial, some brief written instructions, all the dimensions for you to create 9 different cards with this Serene Garden bundle. Oh my gosh, and they're so pretty, you guys. If you're interested in that, you can head on over to my blog, click right up here, that'll take you to my blog. Scroll down in the right-hand column and look for that online class button. Click on that and you'll find all the details for this. You can order it with the bundle and get the class for free, or you have the option of just ordering the class for $20. I will email you the PDF file within 48 hours, I say, just in case I happen to be away from my office, right? But usually I'm emailing them within a few hours, if it even takes that long. And I will send you a PayPal invoice for you to pay to purchase the bundle of products. I'll have them shipped directly to you from Stampin' Up! And depending on where you live in the United States, you should be able to get that within 7 days. Like, orders take 7 days to get to me. And then you'll be able to create some really gorgeous cards. The online class is available globally, so if you're not in the US, you can still order that class. However, you cannot order the bundle. We do not do international sales. So, thank you guys so much for taking a little bit of time out of your day to spend it with me today. I have a blog hop going live tonight with the Stampers Dozen, and we are going to be sharing sneak peeks out of the Occasions mini catalog, so you don't want to miss that. Have yourselves a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.